Hey everyone, welcome to the Globe Guides from Cape Town Airport, where it's time for another flight review. Today we're flying with AirLink to George on one of their Embraer 135 aircraft, and then in a couple of days' time we'll be flying from George to Johannesburg on another Embraer aircraft, this time the 170. So we're travelling economy class, so come with us and enjoy the ride.
So here we are at Cape Town Airport, and check-in was really quick and easy, and before we knew it we were passing through security and into the departure lounge. Now, AirLink launched services in 1995, and 2 years later they became a franchise partner of South African Airways. This saw them adopt a variation of the SAA livery, but 23 years later, in 2020, this agreement ended. And so AirLink is now an independent airline with a new livery, although our aircraft today still retain the colours of South African Airways. Today's aircraft was meant to be an Embraer 135 but was upgauged to the slightly larger Embraer 140. The aircraft features 44 seats in a one-class configuration. Despite its size, the ERJ 140 is reasonably comfortable, especially for such a short flight. Our flight today is expected to be around 30 minutes. And after volunteering to move to the bulkhead seats, we were soon on our way.
The panels above your seat will open, revealing oxygen masks. Pull the mask towards you. Place it over your nose and mouth. Secure it with the elastic band. The bag will not fully inflate, although oxygen is flowing or is open. Consult your flight attendant before using any electronic device. Smoking is strictly forbidden.
So AirLink is the largest regional airline on the continent and the second largest operator of flights within Africa. It offers a seamless premium full service product even in economy. So does it feel like Africa's boutique airline? Let's find out. Well, soon after takeoff we were served by a friendly crew member who offered us a full bar service with a simple snack. Now, it may have just been a simple snack, but for a 30-minute flight it was excellent. I've opted for a glass of the Cape's famous white wine, and I had a can of Coke. Whilst it was pretty cloudy, we still managed to enjoy some good views as we flew down the garden route, and before we knew it, we were on our descent into George. George is your typical AirLink destination, a small town airport which is so easy to use. It was a great end to a great experience on what was the shortest of flights to visit this beautiful part of the world.
So that's our first AirLink flight under our belts, and it's a very short flight, about 30 minutes, and it was actually an Embraer 140 on today's flight, not a 135 as we originally thought. But it's a really nice flight. It was really short, as we said, and the service though was really nice for what was just a 30-minute flight. So we had a drink, having had some wine, I had some Coke, we were offered a small snack. And it was a really nice chill flight and much better than driving the 5 hours that it normally takes to drive down here. So, the next flight is in 2 days' time. We're off to enjoy the garden route, and we're back here in George for our flight to Johannesburg in 2 days' time. We'll see you then. So hey everyone, we're back at George Airport, and it's time for our second flight on board AirLink. And it looks like we've got a second up gauge of aircraft today, because it should have been an Embraer 170, but according to the seat map it looks like it's going to be an Embraer 190 instead. So we're heading up to Joburg. Come with us and we'll see what today's flight has in store.
Whilst arriving in George was a seamless experience, the departure lounge is pretty cramped. It was a morning departure and there were several flights trying to get away at the same time, including a couple of larger Boeing 737s. But it was soon time to board, and unlike the last flight, our aircraft today, an Embraer 190, was in the new AirLink livery featuring a more prominent sunbird. The aircraft has 98 seats in a two-class configuration, as AirLink offers business class on this particular route. In economy, seating is 2+2, and this is one of the reasons why I always find the Embraer 170 and 190s very comfortable aircraft to fly in. Also, airlines tend to keep them to 98 seats, which means they only need 2 cabin crew. We pushed back from George slightly late, but we were soon on our way. It would take 90 minutes for us to fly north to Johannesburg, so a considerably longer flight than between Cape Town and George.
Watch please.
The fact that today's flight is longer is reflected in the in-flight service. This morning we were served breakfast on our flight. It was a continental style breakfast served cold, but it was more than enough for such a short flight and more than what you would get on a similar flight in Europe or North America. The interior on today's aircraft still reflects its past life in Australia with the trademark Virgin Purple Perspex that separates economy and business, and I should mention at this point there was no curtains separating the two cabins. A quick visit to the little boys' room before landing, and the toilets on the Embraer are a good size for a regional jet and were clean and tidy. During the flight crew managed to claw back some of the time that were lost in George, and we arrived in Johannesburg pretty much on time. So, what did we think about AirLink? Well, our flights were short and fairly typical of the airline network. We were comfortable, particularly on the flight up to Johannesburg on the larger aircraft. The service was excellent and above and beyond what you come to expect in other parts of the world. Combined with the ease, the smaller regional aircraft and the unique hospitality, we would say that AirLink is worthy of being South Africa's boutique airline. Well, we hope that you've enjoyed this short review, and for more of our content, why not consider hitting that subscribe button. We're the Globe guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time around. Bye bye.
Cabin crew, please set some more doors and cuts check.
Automatic, welcome Johannesburg. Temperature outside 60 degrees Celsius. I hope you had a pleasant flight. Safe journey onwards. Enjoy your stay here in Joburg. Be safe, drive safe, and we'll see you soon.